So we'll start with a song that is composed by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur. And that is usually sung in the time of sunrise. We are past sunrise, of course. But nevertheless, it's sung early and somebody can play. And this is generally sung early in the morning. It's a song about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go out with his associates chanting the holy names in the streets of Navadvip. Udilo aruna purabha bhage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Udilo aruna purabha bhage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Bhakata samuha loya sathe gela nagara braje Bhakata samuha loya sathe gela nagara vraje Tathe tathe bajala khol Ghana ghana tahe jhajera ro Tathe tathe bajala khol Ghana ghana tahe jhajera ro Preme dhala dhala sonaranga charane no puravaje Preme dhala dhala sonaranga charane no puravaje Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hare Bole na bolo re vadana bhari Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hare भोरे মিছে নিদাবসে গেল রে রাতে দিবস শরীর সাজে মিছে নিদাবসে গেল রে রাতে দিবস শরীর সাজে এমন দুর্লভ মানব দেহ পাইয়া কি করো ভাবনা কেহ এমন দুর্লভ মানব দেহ পাইয়া কি করো ভাবনা কেহ এবে না ভজিলে यशोदा सुता चरमे पड़िबे लाजे एबे न भजिले यशोदा सुता चरमे पड़िबे लाजे उदित तपना होइले आस्था दिन गेल बोली होइबे व्यस्त उदित तपना होइले आस्था दिन गेल बोली होइबे व्यस्त তবে কেন এবে অলস হয় না ভজ হৃদয় রাজে তবে কেন এবে অলস হয় না ভজ হৃদয় রাজে जीवन नित्य जन सार ताहे नाना विध विपद भार नित्य जानह सार ताहे नाना विध विपद भार नामाश्रय करे जतन तुमी थाकह आपन काजे नामाश्रय करे जतन तुमी थाकह आपन काजे जीवेर कल्याण साधन काम जगत आसिए मधुर नाम जीवेर कल्याण साधन काम जगत आसिए मधुर नाम अविद्याते मेरा तपन रूपे हृद्गगन विराजे अविद्याते मेरा तपन रूपे हृद्गगन विराजे कृष्ण नाम सुधा कोरिया पान जुड़ा भक्ति विनोद प्राण कृष्ण नाम सुधा कोरिया पान जुड़ा भक्ति विनोद प्राण नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आर 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आर 14 भुवन माझे जीव जागो गौर चांद बोले jago, jiva jago, Gora Chanda bole. Jiva jago, jiva jago, Gora Chanda bole. Gota nidra jao maya pishachira kole. Gota nidra jao maya pishachira kole. Bhajibo boliya eshe sansar bhitore. Bhajibo boliya eshe sansar bhitore. Bhuliya rahile tumi avidyar bhare. Bhuliya rahile tumi avidyar bhare. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara. Ami bina bandhu ara ke ache tomara. Ami bina bandhu ara ke ache tomara. Ene chiyo shadhi maya nashi baralage. Ene chiyo shadhi maya nashi lage. Hare Nama Maha Mantra lao tume mage. Hare Nama Maha Mantra lao tume mage. Bhaktivedanta Prabhu charane padeya. Bhaktivedanta Prabhu charane padeya. Shri Hare Nama Mantra loe lo magiya. Shri Hare Nama Mantra loe lo magiya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. This is the standard morning melody. In the morning time, we should not sing other melodies for the Sansaradava prayers and also for the Mahamantra, especially the Mangalarati time. Then Guru Puja time there is some flexibility. But in the early morning, we should stay to this morning tune. And these songs, of course, are very important for us. They are basic songs, especially the Jiva Jago. Many of you, of course, know this song. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go out and call the sleeping souls, wake up, literally, physically as well as spiritually. Wake up and chant the holy names. Hare Krishna. So shall we begin? Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamadyam Tadasi Satarashitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. In the last 2 days we've talked about, since yesterday rather, we have spoken about, in the first talk, a general idea about the heroes, who the real heroes are, and specifically after that we spoke about Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, and so on. Today I'll speak about some Grihastha devotees who can also be our heroes. It doesn't only have to be sannyasis or brahmacharis. It can also be Grihastha devotees. There's something chatting going on somewhere behind. Okay. So I'll speak about a devotee called Kurma Brahmana, Kurma Vipra. How many of you have heard of him? Some have heard. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he went for a pilgrimage tour of many places, in South India in particular. And as he moved from the eastern state of Orissa down south, he went through the state of what is today called Andhra Pradesh. Of course now Telangana and all, I don't know all the boundaries. But anyway, so he went down south and he came to the place called Kurma Kshetra, where there is a deity of Kurma avatar. It's a very famous temple there. And he encountered one very faithful and sober devotee whose name was also Kurma. He was named after the deity. He was a very simple, humble, Grihastha devotee of Krishna. And when he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became extremely influenced by his association, and immediately he surrendered to him and became his faithful follower. As long as Mahaprabhu was there in Kurma Kshetra, the Kurma Brahmana accompanied him and he served him In fact, it is also described by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that he invited Mahaprabhu to his house, he fed him prasadam, and then he washed his lotus feet and sprinkled the water on his own head and on the heads of all his family members. And when time came for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to want to leave Kurma Kshetra and go further south, then the Kurma Brahman was very, very despondent, very morose. He became very sad. And he was thinking, I want to be with Mahaprabhu, I don't want to leave his association. So he told Mahaprabhu, I will leave my home and I will come with you. And I will always be with you, I don't want to lose your association. But of course, he was a householder. He had a family to look after. One can't just give up the family and just run away like that to be with Mahaprabhu. So what did Mahaprabhu tell him? Prabhu kahoye se baat kabhu na kahiba, grihe rohi Krishna nama nirantara loiba. Don't speak like that again, O Kurma Brahman. Grihe rahi, staying at home, Krishna nama nirantara loiba. So when you stay there and you stay on with your family, but always chant the name of Krishna when you are at home. This is the important point. Grihe rahi Krishna nama nirantara laiba. So don't try to artificially renounce and just leave your home like that. Stay at home, but constantly chant the names of Krishna. So even if you are at home and you're constantly chanting the name of Krishna, then you are also a hero. Don't think that we become a hero only by becoming a sannyasi, becoming a renunciant monk, going to the jungle and doing all sorts of other heroic activities, what may appear to be externally heroic. Even staying at home, managing a family and constantly chanting Hare Krishna, that is also a very heroic act. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, it is not advisable in this age of Kali to leave one's family suddenly, for people are not trained as proper brahmacharis and grihasthas. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised the Brahmana not to be too eager to give up family life. It would be better to remain with his family and try to become purified by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly under the direction of a spiritual master. This is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If this principle is followed by everyone, there is no need to accept sannyas. In the next verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises everyone to become an ideal householder by offenselessly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and teaching the same principle to everyone he meets. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised the Kurma Brahman not to unnecessarily just renounce the family and home and go away because of some impulsive enthusiasm. But he said, stay at home. Grihe rahi nirantara Krishna nama laiba. Always chant the name of Krishna by staying there in your grihastha situation. But did he mean that we should just simply chant Hare Krishna for our own salvation? Should we not be concerned about others? So that's what he's going to advise him in the next verse. And that is a very famous verse. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, amar agya guru hana tara ei desh. I think all of you have heard this verse. How many of you have heard this verse? Very nice. How many of you have memorized this verse? Okay, so let us memorize this verse today. We will all repeat the same verse. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, Amar agya guru hana taro ei desh. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Amar agya guru hona taro ei desh. So jare dakho, whoever you see, tare kaho, to whom you speak, Krishna upadesh. So whoever, not only just stay at home and always chant Hare Krishna, but you must also preach. So even a householder must become a preacher. How? Jare dakho, whoever you meet, tare kaho, speak to them. What should you speak to them about the cricket score? No. Krishna upadesh. You should speak the message of Krishna. And in this way, Amar Ajnai, by my order, Guru Hona, become a Guru. Tar means to deliver. Aidesh, this whole land. Tara means to cross over actually. So cross over, deliver the living entities here. So what does he mean by Guru Hona, on my order become a Guru? That means you should all become sannyasi, everybody should be big Guru. No, everybody should be Guru. But what kind of Guru? Guru is one who gives someone instruction about Krishna. So even if a little child goes up and tells a stranger, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, chant Hare Krishna. So that child is acting like a guru. You all know the story of Gopal Guru Goswami, isn't it? A little boy who advised the devotee that no, you must chant Hare Krishna at all times, because this other devotee wanted to hold his tongue when he was going into the toilet. And the young Gopal asked him, why do you want to do that? Why are you holding your tongue like this? And the devotee replied that my tongue is always chanting the name of Krishna, and the toilet is an impure place, so I cannot chant in an impure place. So the little boy told him, but what if you die in the toilet? It can happen, isn't it? We can die anywhere. We can die in the toilet. So therefore, you should chant everywhere. The holy name of Krishna is so pure, it is not affected by any pure or impure surroundings. So whether you're in a clean place or in a dirty place, whatever you may be, you have to be chanting Hare Krishna. So he gave a very good instruction. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciated that very much, and he said he is Guru. And he changed his name. His name was Gopal, and after that he became known as Gopal Guru. So that was his official name, Gopal Guru. So you can also become Guru. How will you become Guru? That's right, by spreading the message of Krishna. So we can all, in that sense, we have to become Guru. So this is Mahaprabhu's instructions to Kurma Brahmana, and through the Kurma Brahmana, he is instructing all of us. And then in the purport, Prabhupada says, this is the sublime mission of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Many people come and inquire whether they have to give up family life to join the society, but that is not our mission. One can remain comfortably in his residence, but not too comfortably. Prabhupada doesn't say too comfortably, so just note that. One can remain comfortably in his residence. We simply request everyone to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If one is a little literate and can read Bhagavad Gita as it is and Srimad Bhagavatam, that is so much the better. Little literate. But I think here everyone is more than little literate. So everyone should chant, should read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam once in a year. Right? What does Prabhupada say? We should read regularly. We should read every day actually. Then, these works are now available in an English translation, etc. We should take advantage of the movement. Okay. Then Prabhupada gives a long purport. And after that, Mahaprabhu continued. Kabhu na badhibhe tomar vishaya taranga punarapi eithani pabe mora sangha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further advised the Brahmana Kurma, if you follow this instruction, your materialistic life at home will not obstruct your spiritual advancement. Kabhu na badhibe tomar vishaya taranga. Taranga means the waves. Vishaya means the sense enjoyment. So if you follow this instruction, then the waves of material enjoyment will not disturb you. In other words, you will not be affected by the waves of material desires. Punarapi eitthani pabe mora sangha. If you follow these regulative principles, we will again meet here, or rather you will never lose my company. Purport. This is an opportunity for everyone. If one simply follows the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under the guidance of his representative and chants the Hare Krishna mantra, teaching everyone as far as possible the same principle, the contamination of the materialistic way of life will not even touch him. It does not matter whether one lives in a holy place like Vrindavan, Navadvip or Jagannath Puri, or in the midst of European cities, or even in Melbourne, where the materialistic way of life is very prominent. If a devotee follows the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he lives in the company of the Lord. Wherever he lives, he converts that place into Vrindavan and Navadvip. This means that materialism cannot touch him. This is a secret of success for one advancing in Krishna consciousness. And then, at whosever house Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted his alms by taking prasadam, he would convert the dwellers to his Sankirtan movement and advise them, just as he advised the Brahmana named Kurma. So become heroes of this sort. Yes? Actually, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said in a purport, it is better, the next one, it is better for a householder to remain at home and chant Hare Krishna always and preach Krishna consciousness than to try to be a heroic chanter of the holy name in isolation. He uses the word heroic in his commentary. Try to be a big hero by being like Haridas Thakur, where we will renounce the world and we will sit alone in a solitary place and chant 119 rounds of the Mahamantra every day. And then earn with the idea that I will get famous as a very great chanter and a great renouncer. So trying to falsely become a hero of this sort is not recommended, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. Better we can be where we are and just chant Hare Krishna and preach and follow the instructions that Mahaprabhu gave to the Kurma Brahmana. sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manobhir ye prayaso jita jito pyasitaistri lokyam. Brahma also says the same thing. If anyone can just stay in his or her respective situation but constantly be engaged in Krishna consciousness, then they can conquer Krishna, who is otherwise unconquerable. You know, hero is a great conqueror, isn't it? Generally, Alexander the Great or Ashoka or some great king, they are considered heroes because they conquered many people, many lands. So here you can conquer the greatest of conquerors, Krishna. You can conquer him by devotion and humility, by constantly chanting his holy names and serving him. Krishna's name is Ajit, one who is never conquered. But Brahma says one can conquer the unconquerable by the process of Krishna consciousness. Of course, that is not the intention of the devotee. The devotee doesn't render devotional service with this calculation. Okay, I'll do devotional service, so I'll become greater than Krishna. On the contrary, the devotee advances in Krishna consciousness, and the more and more he or she starts thinking, I am the servant of the devotees of Krishna. Never thinking himself or herself greater than even the devotees, what to speak of Krishna. So coming back to the Kurma Brahmana, there was another Brahmana, a Vipra, who lived there, who unfortunately suffered from leprosy. And in those days it was hard to cure leprosy. Nowadays they have cures for leprosy. And the social system was very rigid in those days. So a leper would be considered an outcast and he would be kept in a separate place because it was also a communicable disease at that time. So there was this leper called Vasudev. And he was a devotee also actually. And when he heard that this great sadhu and great devotee of Krishna has come to the house of the Kurma Brahman, he rushed there to have darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But somehow, unfortunately for him, Mahaprabhu had already left and gone. So he was very downcast, he was very morose. Oh, I'm so unfortunate. I could not have darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is seated in everybody's heart, he understands. So then as he walked away from Kurmakshetra, he walked back. He came back only to deliver this Vasudev Vipra. And he met Vasudev Vipra, who offered him obeisances. And then he embraced Vasudev Vipra. And all the diseases that he had many sores on his body. And he had leprosy. So all that was immediately vanished. And actually he by that embrace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him not only perfectly healthy, but he also became a very handsome young man. Just by that one embrace. And he delivered him because he understood that he was a very sincere devotee at heart. Actually, this Vasudev Vipra was very extraordinary. He was extremely compassionate upon people, upon anything, upon all living entities. And the kind of compassion he had is not something we can imitate. And we should not try to imitate. But these are lessons we learn from these great devotees. We can implement at least something in our life. He had all these sores all over his body that were exposed. There was blood and pus and so on. And there were little worms and other things that would somehow come there and feed on that. And sometimes they would fall off and he would feel pity for them and place them back. And that was his nature. Now, again I say, don't imitate him. But that is described by Kaviraj Goswami here. And this was his quality, and he understood that. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very, very merciful to him. And just see, what happens is, after he was delivered, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Vasudeva Vipra, then Vasudeva Vipra started getting worried. Why was he worried? Huh? He may infect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No, that he knew Mahaprabhu is the Lord. That's right. He started thinking, now I've suddenly become very handsome. I was very ugly before. Suddenly I have become very handsome. So I may start getting proud. And secondly, he said, I've got so much mercy. I may start thinking, I'm such a special devotee. Just see. I got special mercy. And no devotee like me. Brahma also felt like that when he was blessed by the Lord for the task of creation. Brahma prayed to Krishna and said, please bless me that I don't become proud, that I have received your mercy, that I have been empowered by you to create this world. So here also, then Mahaprabhu instructed him because he feared that he would be proud. So what did Mahaprabhu tell him? Prabhu kohe kabhu tomar na hobe abhiman, nirantara kaho tume Krishna Krishna naam. He said, you will never become proud, don't worry. So what should you do for that? Nirantara kaho tume Krishna Krishna naam. If you forever chant Krishna's name, you will never become proud. Krishna upadeshi kara jivara nistar, achirate Krishna toma kori benangikar. Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also advised Vasudeva to preach about Krishna and thus liberate living entities. As a result, Krishna would very soon accept him as his devotee. Yes, confirmation. Purport Srila Prabhupada's. Although Vasudeva Vipra was a leper and had suffered greatly, still after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cured him, he instructed him to preach Krishna consciousness. Indeed, the only return the Lord wanted was that Vasudeva preach the instructions of Krishna and liberate all human beings. That is the process of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Each and every member of the society was rescued from a very abominable condition, but now they are engaged in preaching the cult of Krishna consciousness. They are not only cured of the disease called materialism, but are also living a very happy life. Everyone accepts them and greets as great devotees of Krishna, and their qualities are manifest in their faces. If one wants to be recognized as a devotee of Krishna by Krishna, he should take to preaching work following the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then one will undoubtedly attain the lotus feet of Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Krishna himself, without delay. And then after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, and the two Brahmanas, the Kurma Brahmana and Vasudeva Brahmana, they were feeling great separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They fell to the ground in great sorrow, and they embraced each other to pacify each other's sorrow. So this is our mission. Practice Krishna consciousness and preach Krishna consciousness. There's another Vasudev who is very famous in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and he is Vasudev Datta Thakur. He was also compassionate like this Vasudev Vipra. And he is very famous amongst the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of the extreme compassion that he harbored in his mind for all the living entities. One time, he prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Others were asking for so many things. And he said, all I want is that all the sins of all the people in the universe should come on me. They should be liberated from all their sins. They should all be delivered. And the burden of their sinful reactions I will accept. And I will go and reside in hell eternally for the deliverance of all these sinful people in the universe. That is my prayer. That is my aspiration. Quite strange by ordinary standards, isn't it? What are the aspirations that most people have? I want to earn so much money, I want to do this, or I want to clear this university, then become such and such. Or even in devotional life, we may have so many aspirations. But the aspiration of Vasudev Datta Thakur is that he wants to take on all the sinful activities, or the reactions rather, of all the living entities in the universe, so that all of them should be delivered. And I will stay alone in hell. Mahaprabhu was so touched by this prayer that he said, Vasudev, Krishna is very merciful and he is also fully competent. Therefore, he will fulfill your desire because you desire it as a devotee of Krishna. He will deliver all the living entities simply because you desire it. At the same time, because he is fully competent, you need not go to hell also. So this is a very important thing. The desire of a devotee to deliver others is very important. Krishna's mercy flows where the mercy of his devotees flow. Where the pure devotees desire to give mercy, where the sincere devotees want Krishna's mercy to flow, Krishna feels obliged and he sends his mercy over there. So this is the Krishna consciousness movement. So even ordinary, we may not be thinking like Vasudev, Datta Thakur, that we want to take on the sinful reactions of the whole world. But we can spread Krishna consciousness, we can do so many different types of services, make advancement individually, personally in our Krishna consciousness, and help many others also come to this path. See, these are all our heroes. Just see how they think. As I mentioned, while we can't imitate them physically or mentally, but we draw inspiration from them. We try to follow in their footsteps by cultivating at least to some degree the glorious qualities that they all have. So these are our role models. Not the movie stars and the sports stars and the millionaires and billionaires. These are not our role models. So from the examples that we have spoken of today, let's talk about the lessons that we can learn. So who have we spoken about today? Number 1, Kurma Brahmana. Second, Vasudev Vipra. And the third, Vasudev Datta Thakur. Okay, so let's have some answers from all of you. What lessons can be learned? Yes? Compassion. Can you elaborate? So what is the lesson for us? we should be compassionate. Correct. So we should try to be compassionate on who? On our family members? Everyone, everyone. Should we be compassionate also to the people who are cheering the other cricket team? Not our team? Yes, we should be compassionate to everyone. We should wish Krishna Prem for everyone. See this beautiful quote? Very nice quotes are all over around here. Have you all seen these quotes? What does this quote here says? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Let me not desire anything but the highest good for my worst enemies. What is the highest good? Krishna consciousness, Krishna Prem. So we want Krishna Prem for everyone, regardless of whether they feel they are enemies or not. We should not feel anybody to be our enemy, but they may feel that we are their enemies. So even for them, we should desire the greatest good, that they should become Krishna conscious. So we should try to develop this spirit of compassion. And that compassion happens, as I was mentioning yesterday when there is compassion, when there is less passion. When there's too much passion, when we are too much in the material modes of passion, then we are only concerned about ourselves, of how we want to get so many facilities and enjoyments in this world. But when we are compassionate, we are actually thinking about the genuine happiness of others. So the concern for others is the driving spirit or the force behind the preaching mission. The great Acharyas have felt this compassion, and that is what prompted them to pray like this and to preach and so on. So we follow in their footsteps and also try to feel for the suffering of others. And with knowledge we understand that the real solution to their suffering is Krishna consciousness. So real compassion means to give people Krishna consciousness. Not just to give them Krishna consciousness, but to ensure that once they've got Krishna consciousness, they remain Krishna conscious. One time, one devotee in America told me that, for 25 years I've been coming to the temple, but I refuse to get initiated. So I said, why? He said, because once you're initiated, then nobody looks at you. When you're a new devotee, not initiated, then everybody cares for you because you're a new devotee. Because they want to preach, they want to take care of you, that they will be very nice. But once you're a devotee, okay, now you're part of the regular group. So you're okay, then we don't need to spend time for you. So I said, really? Well, that's not quite right. So we have to be compassionate, not just to those who are not devotees, but we also have to be very loving and kind to all devotees, to make sure that they survive in their Krishna consciousness and make advancement happily. So that is also very, very important. What other lessons can we learn from today? Yes?
You don't have to renounce your allocated duties to be Krishna conscious.
Yes, you don't have to renounce your allocated duties to be Krishna conscious. Then what should you do?
You should keep chanting while performing your duty.
Yes, even while performing your respective duties, you should be chanting Hare Krishna. So that's very important. You can be in whatever situation in life, but the chanting, constant chanting of Hare Krishna is required. Very good. What else? Somebody else had a hand raised there behind? Yes.
As Mahaprabhu said to Brahmana that if we follow the regulating principles, the material things won't disturb you. So if we follow the same instructions, follow the regulating principles, the material problem.
Yes, so if you follow the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness, like always chanting Hare Krishna and so on, then the waves of the material world will not affect us. We will not become overly disturbed by material desires and by so many other distractions in this world. We will be protected if we follow our Krishna conscious principles very carefully. It's just like, taking a vaccination or an inoculation. When there is an epidemic of some disease, then you take an inoculation, right? What does that inoculation do? Does it kill all the germs in the atmosphere? What does it do? It protects you from those germs. Because you can't kill all the germs in the atmosphere. That's not possible. Those germs may be causing that particular disease. But all we can do is protect ourselves from that disease by taking that vaccination or the inoculation. In the same way, the outside world has been infected by materialism. It's an epidemic. All these other epidemics, Ebola and HIV and whatever else that's going on, these are very small-time epidemics. The real epidemic is materialism, forgetfulness of Krishna. It's a real epidemic, real disease. And it's very strong. And in the outside world, they don't have a cure. But we have the cure. That's Krishna consciousness. So just like a diabetic has to daily inject himself with insulin, right? Any diabetics here? You inject? You have to inject every day? So every day you have to inject insulin to protect yourself. So similarly as devotees, we have to inject ourselves every day, inoculate ourselves every day by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and performing all the other devotional services that we can. Then we will be protected from the world. What else can we learn? Yes.
Wherever we are situated, we preach.
Yes. Wherever we are situated, whatever we are doing, we may be householders or anything, but we have to preach. What? Krishna consciousness, right? So we have to preach Krishna consciousness. Everybody must be a preacher. Only those above the age of 15 must be preachers, right? No? Then who can be preachers? Anyone can be a preacher. Anyone can become guru. Right? Okay. What else? What other messages? Yes.
We should be devoid of pride and prestige.
Yes, we should be devoid of pride that comes as a result of so many things. But in this context, just see, I'm such a nice preacher. I made so many people devotees. Because of me, this one came to Krishna consciousness, that one came to Krishna consciousness. And just see my kirtans, when I sing, everybody is just... My classes are also quite good actually. And my cooking, what to speak of that? And just see my book distribution. I did so many books yesterday. And those devotees just did only so much. So internally pride can come, and we have to be very cautious that we don't get affected by this pride. So what should we do to be protected from this pride? Keep chanting, keep chanting. And also we should serve Hare Krishna, serve the devotees, I beg your pardon. Can keep chanting, but then we shouldn't get proud that I'm always chanting. Just see, I'm always chanting. This one chants only 5 rounds every day. But for me, I'm doing 35 rounds every day. But I do this much. No. We should not even become proud that we have become so humble. Right? Just see, I'm so humble. I'm even humbler than this one. I'm humbler than that one. So very important. Any other lessons? Yes.
One lesson from the past
steadfast and very determined, that he was so infirm and disability, but yet he was steadfast, steady, determined, and unflinching in his faith and emotional service.
Very nice. Yes. Despite being physically incapacitated in so many ways, Vasudeva Vipra was very determined and steadfast in his faith and in his Krishna consciousness and his strong desire to attain the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That strong desire is very, very important. Yes, another lesson that we can learn. Ah, very nice. You can come here and say it. Come, say it in the mic. So it's recorded also.
To remember Krishna in an impure place or a pure place.
Okay, very nice. So wherever we are, whether we are in a pure place, an impure place, we should always chant Hare Krishna, we should always remember Krishna. Other lessons? One lesson I was told is always stop in time for prasadam. Before people start getting hungry and fidgety. Yes.
Always seek association of pure devotees.
Say that again.
Association of pure devotees.
Be in the association of pure devotees. Yes, we should always associate with pure devotees as much as we can. Okay. What other lessons have we learned from today? Yes.
It is better to be a sincere householder than be a heroic chanter. In a solitary place to go and chant.
Better to be a
Sincere householder and chant Hare Krishna and preach rather than be a solitary chanter. Just chanting in a solitary place.
rather than being what? In isolation. Okay. Better to be a sincere devotee grihastha than to artificially try to renounce and try to get some name and fame and prestige of being a great renunciant or a heroic performer of bhajan. This is the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Don't try to artificially become a heroic performer of bhajan like Haridas Thakur and get the prestige of that. Rather, we can be sincere devotees living at home. How comfortably? Living at home? Just comfortably. Not too comfortably. Any other lessons? Yes.
A real hero will have a strong desire. So here we can see Vasudeva Vipra. He has a strong desire, so he got the mercy of the Lord.
Yes, we must have that point we covered, to have a strong desire to obtain the mercy of the Lord. We must. Yes.
We get the mercy of the devotee in this case, the desire is so strong that all people will be delivered. So if somehow we can get association of such a devotee with such a devotee, then it becomes for us. We get that mercy going to the devotee rather than find it ourselves.
Okay. Okay. Yes, so the mercy of Krishna goes where the mercy of Krishna's pure devotees goes. So therefore we should always be in the association of such devotees, so that if they desire our welfare, then Krishna will also be kind and merciful upon us and we can get delivered. We can also become pure devotees gradually, step by step. Right, good point. Anything else? Yes.
So Vasudeva Thakur did not have any self-motive when he thought of all living entities, but he still thought thought without any intention of, getting mercy from Krishna. He just thought because he wanted, that was his desire, but he did not have any information from Krishna. If you think good about, other living entities out of the universe, so and so.
Yes, when Vasudev Datta Thakur wanted to do good to the others, he did not have any selfish motive behind this. He did not say, well, let me deliver them and then so I can become famous as a great deliverer of people. So that my name will come in the books of history as somebody who delivered the whole world, as someone who did such wonderful activities in Krishna consciousness. No, he didn't have any such ulterior motive. He simply acted out of compassion. Pure Vaishnava is called Paradukha Dukhi. Para means others, Dukkha means suffering. So one who feels suffering, one who suffers because of the suffering of others, one who cannot tolerate the suffering of others is called a Paradukha Dukhi. So Vaishnavas like Vasudev Datta Thakur are like that. So their actions and their thoughts are motivated only by this act of compassion because they cannot bear to see the suffering of others. But we cannot simply be sentimental in this regard. We have to know that the ultimate solution also is only Krishna consciousness. Right? Okay, one last one. Yes. You'll have to speak loud. You have competition, so you have to speak louder.
Purna Brahmana, even though he wanted to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him to stay at home and preach, he followed the instructions.
He followed the instruction. Okay, that means one must follow instructions and be obedient. Yes, he wanted to leave home and go away, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him to stay at home, and he obeyed. And therefore he received the mercy. Had he still left and gone away? No, I want to renounce. I want to go and stay somewhere in Vrindavan and be a Babaji or something. Yes, so one must obey and follow instructions. That is how one gets mercy. Mercy comes through the instructions. Blessings and mercy comes through instruction. One time when Srila Prabhupada was traveling by train in India, some gentleman who was with his family happened to see him, and he wanted to come into the compartment. And Prabhupada's disciples didn't allow him because Prabhupada was busy with something and they didn't want him to be disturbed. But he kept coming. So then Prabhupada understood that, and he said, I only want to seek blessings, I want blessings. So Prabhupada understood that the kind of blessings he wants are materialistic kind of blessings. Please bless us that my children will do this and I will be this. So many usual things that people ask for. So he told them, I bless you that your children will become like my students. And they were all shaven-headed and this and that, and the man didn't come back. So real blessings come when you follow the teachings and follow the instructions. If you just want superficial blessings, superficial mercy, it's not of much use. So, okay, we will stop here now and we will get the real mercy in the form of prasadam. Because the word prasadam also means mercy. This is Krishna's prasadam coming all the way from Radha Vallabha in Melbourne. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.